I'm Henry. I'm an employee experience champion here at PeopleGoal, and I'm here with Joe, who's our content marketer. And today we're going to be talking about performance improvement plans. But firstly, our last blog, that was about the old icebreakers.
Yeah.
So I thought I'm going to fire one out before we start. So if you could be a pizza, what pizza would you be?
Fortunately, I've got all my answers sorted for the question, so I'd be a 4-cheese pizza because I'm good all season. So there you go.
Nice, I like that. But back to the serious stuff, the performance improvement plans.
Yeah, that's what
what exactly is a PIP?
A PIP is basically a formal procedural process, usually accompanied by a document, which kind of is aimed at removing behavioural performance issues with a certain employee. It contains usually around 5 different topic areas. That's conditional on the employee and the organisation. So they usually contain employee information. They usually contain detailed behavioural performance issues. Number 3 is expected outcomes, behavioural and performance outcomes. Number 4 is provided support, training or mentorship that's needed. And 5 is the acknowledgement that they're being placed on a PIP.
Okay, and how did you end up writing this blog post?
It was quite interesting because I was doing the research for it. I was looking around different blogs and articles and employee threads, and what stood out was kind of like the assumption that being placed on a PIP is the beginning of a formal procedure of dismissal. So a lot of people going like, I've just been placed on a PIP, am I getting a sack? So that's kind of what started the initial research.
Okay, and so you've been placed at PIP, not in the same sort of situation, so you've had one firsthand, and from your experience, how do you believe you can improve the effectiveness of a PIP?
So we doing research for it, we came up with kind of like 8 different kind of determinants of improving effectiveness. Number 1 would be set clear goals with the employee. Number 2 was communicate with the employee early on in the process. Number 3 is set regular check-ins. 4, identify the root causes of the PIP. Number 5, highlight positive employee actions, both before and during the process. Number 6 is create a structured PIP. So make sure that you have kind of like a route from beginning to end, which kind of aids the employee's development across that process. Number 7 is provide support, training and or mentorship where needed. So they won't work for every employee. Some might work, some might not work. And number 8 is be super clear on the consequences. Say that like if they achieve these goals, they'll be fine, and like they'll help. They might even move on to a development plan where they can show increased professional and personal development. But if they're not succeeding in what was set out for them, there will be like kind of more strict disciplinary procedures after.
Okay, that's a lot of points to take in.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere we can find all of this information?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We've developed 2 sample PIPs which you can adopt and adapt for what you need in the link below.